I'm Nancy Congo, and I'm a special education teacher at Harbor School, and I have been here for 25 years, and I've been in the field for about 40. My mom used to volunteer at a cerebral palsy nursery school, and I used to beg her to go with her to help with the kids at the nursery school. And then my mom also worked at a rehab hospital, Memorial Hospital, and they had a lot of special needs patients there that were there living there long term. And so I used to go there and visit her, and I used to just like helping out the patients there. And I knew from a young age really what I wanted to do in special ed. I wanted to learn everything I could about the field, because it's not just the kids aren't there from 8 to 3 and you're done. I wanted to know everything I could to help the kids and that I work with in the future. So I tried, volunteering was helping me. When I went to college, I worked with special needs all during college. I worked residential programs after that. I ran an adult work program after that. I was just trying to get as much as I could experience. And then I worked at a respite center where parents would bring their students for their children for a few days, and they would, we would have to learn very quickly about each child and what they needed and take care of them 24/7 overnight. And I thought it was really important to know the child, around the clock, how they are at home and, how they are at school, out in the community, all different places. And it served me well, because as a special educator, that's what we do. We work with the kids in school, we go out in the community, we go different places. And I really feel the profession, I've loved being a teacher, but being someone that has had other experience in residential and in my own family, it served me well, I think, and being able to kind of cross all areas with the kids. And I really think if you're going into the field of special education, which is wonderful, it has a lot of different opportunities. You can work residential, you can work programs, but it's good to get a diverse education and work and volunteer. It's just been very rewarding, and I can't believe I've been doing it for so many years, and it's just, I love it. Okay, I had a student years ago that, I will never forget, that impacted me a lot, and he had a lot of anxiety issues, which is very common in our school with our students, even if they're underlying, and people don't realize that may be causing some of the behaviors, which we've come to find out now. But this particular student, he was very nervous, and once he got to my room every day, he would not leave my room. So he wouldn't go. We used to walk down to the store every week and to 7-Eleven to buy something, and the kids loved it, but he was too nervous to walk down the street. He was too nervous to leave my room. So even we had assemblies, he would stay in my room. So one day I was trying to figure out how to get him down to, assembly. Because we give out Student of the Month, which is great, and the kids usually love it, but his biggest fear was that I was gonna call him up for Student of the Month and he would have to go up in front. And the thought of that just was like, he couldn't handle that. So I wanted to get him used to the gym. So what we decided, and he's embarrassed about this now because he's older, but so I don't mention any names, but he used to have these little Webkin stuffed animals. So I said, why don't you, he used to put on little shows with them in the classroom for me. So I said, why don't we put on a show during Student of the Month as a performance before the show? So he thought about it for a while, and finally he said, okay, I can do it. So what we had to do was, but he did not want to be seen because he was nervous being in the gym. So what we had to do was, before we had the Student of the Month assembly, I had to sneak him in the gym, put him under a table, put a tablecloth all the way around him, and he had to be under the table. And then when it came time I couldn't say who it was, and he put on a few minutes worth of a little skit with his little Webkin characters. So then, everybody clapped, and he was thrilled. He was under the table because I was under the table with him. And then, he was thrilled, but he refused to get out from under the table, even though when he was done. But then they came up to do like a performance, and they were moving the table. So we had to take the table, and they were moving it. And as they were moving the table, we were running under the table to get out of the gym together. So we made it out of the gym. It was a success because he wasn't spotted. But the best part was, after that, he then knew from being under the table and peeking what the assembly was all about and how it, it worked. So then the next month I said, hey, do you want to go to Student of the Month? And he looked at me and goes, yeah, I think I can do it. I'm going to give it a try. So after that, he went to Student of the Month every month, and I was even able to give him Student of the Month, and he stood up there very proudly with one of his little Webkins sitting on his shoulders, and there he was, good to go. So, I mean, it is like and he's come so far. He now is graduated, he works. He's a great guy, and I've also had this student mentoring another student that was very similar to him when he was younger. So it really came full circle for all of us, and I'm very proud of him. So I was teaching for several years, and I loved it. And then I had a son that was 2 years old, and I was 5 months pregnant, and my husband came home from his job, and he worked at a hospital as an orderly as he went through school. And he came home and he said that he met a little girl, he thinks she has cerebral palsy, and he wanted to adopt her. And of course, I'm thinking that's crazy, because I was pregnant, had a 2-year-old. I didn't, that was a little bit stretch for me. But anyways, so I went in and we went in to meet her. Her name was Anna, and she was 4 years old. Anna has made me such a better educator. I refer to her as lessons from Anna, because she's always teaching me something, good or bad. But things that I used to get frustrated with the students sometimes, or even the parents, like, I was teaching kids and parents wouldn't use their communication device at home, or they fed them when we were working on feeding at school, or we were working on using the communication device. I'd get frustrated because the parents weren't using it. All of a sudden I was like, that was out the window. I had a different perspective on things. Yes. Because now I had 3 little kids, 4 and under, and I had to rush out the door. So I had to feed her quickly, I had to change her, I had to get her ready, and I wasn't going to take 10 minutes for her to use a communication device because it was too slow and the others were waiting, so everything kind of changed. I got a different perspective on what it's like to actually be at home, running a family, taking care of kids. Because in school, as much as we try, it's different. We have a one-to-one helping a student, we're working on those skills, but when life hits you, you just have to kind of go with it. And I did it, and then I think it really has helped me in understanding parents. When they call me and they have difficult moments, I'm like, yeah, I got that. If there's bus issues, yep, we've been there. If someone's thinking about getting in the field, you have nothing to lose by giving it a try. It's not for everybody, but I think you'd probably surprise yourself if you gave it a try. I would suggest looking into your community, and there's a lot more than ever special needs groups and activities that schools, high schools have them, the integrated activities, they have classes in the high schools. So I would talk about to somebody even starting in high school if you think that's something you'd be interested in, and going to talk to them. And I know my daughter is a teacher in Louisville, Kentucky, and she has students coming into her special needs class that mentor the students, so that may be something that other high schools, I'm sure they have something like that. And then you can, work with students, you can help out at group homes, things like that. You can there's a lot of volunteer activities out there to do it. And then, if you're not really sure, you can become a paraprofessional in the school and work with some of the kids and see if you like it. That's a good way to kind of give it a try, and not really sure which way you're going. Give it a try and see what you could do. There's also other opportunities where parents are always looking for someone to be just like a friend to their child, or to go out with their child, or to do something in the community, or take them kind of like a buddy system. There's buddy sports. I mean, there's a lot that more than ever, especially when I was younger, there's more stuff than ever to get into it. So, and there's also what I didn't realize in the field of special ed, there's all the, the therapists. You can talk to someone that works in a school, someone that's a therapist. You can visit a school and see what it's like, and it just opens your eyes to just what's out there, because it's a great field, it's rewarding, it just makes you feel good. Some of the toughest days I've ever had have led to working with students that have grown so much.